Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome to Civilization 6, where we are rushing the Ruhr Valley, and we are in the Endgame. We are close to picking up the Ruhr Valley, only a matter of turns away. We just need to finish this industrial zone, grab ourselves a workshop, and then it's basically home free. It's Ruhr Valley time. I'm sitting on 4 envoys. It may be good to take suzerainty of Samarkand and designate a city as a trading city. I could possibly do that in Rapakum. I could make this into a trading city. Alternatively, I could turn this river city into a trading city as well. I could fill this with trading domes and just make a ton of money. That kind of appeals to me. So I'll put a point into Taruga and 2 points into Samarkand, grab myself some suzerainty, and we'll play around with that idea. Go ahead and harvest out another settler. We're kind of running out of choppable tiles, so Locust Babylon is coming to a close. That's something we need to keep in our minds, in our back pockets. I think I'll harvest the wheat on the furs to finish the infrastructure in this city slightly faster, because the extra food and growth will actually, pay dividends over the long term. In terms of improving this city, I don't know if getting rice improved matters. It would give the city +1 housing. I think I'd rather improve the camp. The extra gold means a big deal to me here. I do actually have strategic or luxury resources to sell. Nobody wants my furs though, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and harvest out another settler. 10 turns. We've got a couple of actually pretty good far out shops in this city. So we'll be feeding a lot of gold into volume knob here. It would be ideal if I had something I could harvest for gold. Might have to make do with selling off strategic resources for raw gold. So 270 gold from Russia is perfect. 73 gold from Gorgro is also perfect. Is it worth it for me to plug in? I mean, land surveyors, I'm not spending that much gold, to be honest. So pick up that and that. Yeah, lots of choppables now. Let's quickly finish the granary in this city. I'm just going to yoink away this rainforest, boom, and then we'll yoink out another settler. So great. I think I have 3 more settlers is all I need, and I can probably get 1 more out of this city. And then we're firing on all cylinders, which is very exciting. I haven't had a game go this well for me in a very long time. I've been kind of having some pretty hard games lately. I am going to build walls in Happy Thanksgiving Eve to provide this city with a little bit of defense. I border Russia and the Congo. So if I can make sure that they stay friendly with me, these walls aren't actually necessary. And since they both just declared friendships with me, I don't need those walls anymore. There is an argument to be made for building a +6 adjacency holy site in here. A little bit of extra faith. It could be worth a little bit of tourism long term. Holy sites aren't bad at all. There is actually a pretty good religion in the game, I assume. One thing to consider is Buddhism is spreading throughout the lands, as is Eastern Orthodoxy. Buddhism allows me to get extra culture from my holy sites, which is quite powerful, as well as science. And Eastern Orthodoxy gives me a lot of food and production. So building holy sites isn't the worst thing in the world with the local religions that are around. Like, you could argue that theoretically, this holy site is actually worth more culture than the theater square, and that means I'm going to build the holy site first. I need to build 1 lumber mill, so I'll probably crack down a lumber mill somewhere nearby. I'm starting to run out of things to do with some of my builders. Either I don't have tiles to improve, or I don't have anything to chop. I definitely need a builder over in Durkuragalzu, yeah. We just unlocked machinery, so we have access to crossbowmen now. So we're quite a bit better defended than we were just a few moments ago. These cities now have pretty good ranged attacks. I'll go ahead and 1-turn that campus, and I'll almost certainly go for the aqueduct in here as well. So campus, aqueduct, and a diplomatic quarter wouldn't be bad. I would also like a theater square. I could probably put a couple of theater squares over here, so it's less necessary for this theater square to belong to the capital when it can belong to Animal Untamed. But yeah, I think campus aqueduct here, campus, just so I get that little bit of extra trickle science, is a +4 campus, plus it's worth a little bit of era score. We are in our golden age, so that little bit of era score is worth it. And then getting the aqueduct also reveals niter. Niter is a powerful tile. Anywhere that I just find niter tiles, those cities are instantaneously improved. We'll go ahead and work on the workshop, and by the time we finish this workshop, this city should be ready to build its factory and its coal power plant, and then ready for Ruhr Valley. So we're on track for our goal this game, which is to hit Ruhr Valley. Plus, the second I get this workshop, all of my mines are going to be another +1 production, which is going to be absurd. I place a lumber mill, grab myself the beauty of mass production. So I can theoretically build the Venetian arsenal here this game if I so choose. I may not choose to do that, however. It all depends on how nice the viewers are to me, okay? Do I want a plantation in this city? I think a plantation is a reasonable thing to do. It's quite a bit of food, it's quite a bit of production, it's quite a bit of gold. So I think I will keep a plantation because harvesting for food isn't the most efficient thing in the world. Then we will go ahead and slap down another chop on the settler. We'll get them out next turn. So I think I will hold for one turn. They'll attack me. I'll get a promotion and then I should be able to clap back and, you know, absolutely destroy those cheeks. Those galley aquatic cheeks. +3 era score for finishing the first campus with +4 adjacency in the city of Animal Untamed. Perfect. And I think some of my builder charges now need to actually just go towards building mines in the city. Karkar is doing okay. I think we just need to get the Palgum and the granary in here and the city will be cranking away just fine. He didn't actually attack me. That's annoying. Why won't he attack me? Is he waiting for me to attack? All right, I'll attack first. He'll attack me and kill me. That's what's going to happen there. I guarantee it. Watch. Even though I sat there and waited for him to do it, now he's going to do it. Watch. Oh no, he didn't actually attack me. Never mind. All right, I'm wrong. Delete the footage, Morbus. Hide my crimes. What mod gives you the color on the drawings? This is the colorized historic moments mod. It's just a nice, cute little mod. I don't mind them without the color, but a lot of people really, really like how this looks, and it has 0 gameplay implications, so it's just kind of nice to look at. So I decided to have this be one of the default mods that I run, because it just makes the game look slightly more thematic and nice. And it makes people who watch my videos happy, which is kind of like my main job, is to make the people who watch my videos happy. In a sense, it's not like entirely, but like, in some respects, that is somewhat true. I think I can crank out one more settler out of volume knob. We had a major flood. It's a bit unfortunate. It's actually kind of funny because flood is not an uncommon name in Ireland for a second name. So theoretically, there could be someone in the army called Flood and who rises to the rank of Major. He could be Major Flood. Just a thing that could happen. Quite a fun little meme. A cheeky little meme, one might say. Oh, what? Why would he still be here? Why would they still be here? Well, I guess I can't build this holy site anymore because there's barbs on the other side of the universe that's causing problems. Right, we have mercenaries, which means we're right on the door of picking up our next government level. I'm a little bit scared about getting too close to this absolute mess over here. 2 galleys and a quad. Maybe I can choke point them and bait this guy into attacking me. Sitting on 2 envoys. I got to keep those 2 envoys locked up. And we'll go ahead and pop down another settlement here. This city in particular is a trading city. I think that's what we decided to make it. We'll want a farm triangle in here, ideally next to the river. So I think a farm triangle, yeah, here just seems fine. So we'll put that commercial hub right there. Palgum Granary, Palgum Monument Granary, I think is the order for a river city. Palgums are just so strong that you want to get them up as soon as possible. We'll go ahead and harvest here. We'll pop in over here. We'll harvest here. There we go. 4 turns until the settler is done. We'll pop in here, grab ourselves a mine. Looking very, very snazzy in volume knob. It'll be able to finish that settler in 4 turns. And then I just need 2 more. So I'm feeling very happy about the Locust opening build. It's one of the more fun ways to play. And the hilarious thing is the Locust build, look how strong it is. And this build has been nerfed like multiple times. The Locust build. It used to be the only way you could realistically play the game. But now it's been nerfed quite a bit to where it's only an okay strategy. And even then, it's like, you know, it's a choice you make between other various builds. The question is, am I going for a holy site in here as well? I think I'm going a little bit too heavy on holy sites, and I need to start thinking about my commercial hubs, and I need a diplomatic quarter. I need my theatre squares. Do I go for a diplomatic quarter in this city? I think I'll go for the diplomatic quarter here. I mean, there is like a giga hyper uber industrial zone here, but it's not really necessary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is out of range of this one, but I think this is too much of a meme. This city's too exposed on the front line for me to do anything other than maybe like a casual encampment. Yeah, I'm feeling like a diplomatic quarter is like a necessary thing for me to pick up here. It's quite valuable. It's on my front line, which is quite useful too. Or sorry, it's quite vulnerable here, which isn't useful, but I think having it in general is probably the right move. I think I'm going to bother harvesting these nanners. Let's go ahead and settle the city. Perfect. Awesome. We now have 3 more cities than our biggest rival, which also gave us a bunch of era score. So we're looking quite happy on that front. This city, I think, will definitely get a harbour, and it'll almost certainly cooperate with Mari. So there'll be farms here, I think, for sure. I think there may be a dam here. And then a bit of cooperation between these cities. Like, I think I'll probably put an entertainment complex here. Is that in range of the capital? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it won't be in range of the capital, but it will hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll hit 4 cities with this entertainment complex. And then I can do theatre square, theatre square, theatre square, theatre square, and a theatre square. And like, I could do something like this. Is that what I want to do in Rapacoom? Rapacoom. Yeah, I think 3 plus 3 theatre squares from a single one of these is quite nice. It gives me a very kind of likable situation. I can put a farm triangle right here. In fact, I will put a farm triangle right here to get the city growing. Growth is going to be its strength. Usual build order: Palgum, Granary, Monument, or Palgum, Monument, Granary, whichever order. You get those things down nice and quick. I will place the harbour in here. And I think more or less we've kind of settled in to a very nice place, but things are going to be disrupted next turn because we're about to finish this second workshop. And that has unlocked industrialization, giving us access to factories, the Ruhr Valley, and coal power plants, as well as coal. And because I believe over here there is a chunk of coal, we've already got access to coal, so we can start our coal power plant basically immediately. So I think I'm going to go for the factory. This is a ton of production. We'll finish the aqueduct first because that'll give me a little bit of production. But things are getting very exciting in here. I have room for another trade route. Why do I have room for another trade route? Where am I getting that from? It's because people are trading with me because of the thing. So in Baby Shark, we don't really have much to do. Aside, we'll be able to place another district here in the near future. I could go ahead and grab myself an aqueduct, but I think I'll just go ahead and crank out 2 extra settlers because I have room for them. I may as well just settle as many cities as like is unreasonable. I think I actually only need 1 settler out of my capital. And I think we are basically done settling. Turn 107 and we have a massive, giga-huge empire, the likes of which is rarely seen, which is an important part when you're going for the biosphere strategy. Is one of the most important things is you just have a lot of land to build solar farms and wind farms on. Not really much else matters too much. So I definitely would like to get a theatre square in volume knob. Now is the time to do theatre square stuff because culture is now my biggest bottleneck. I've already hit the Ruhr Valley, so that's not a concern for me. So it's 330 production in my factory. Let's have a look, right? If I were to improve this quarry, this would be probably +2 production. It would only take 40 turns to pay off, honestly. Probably better off. I'm probably better off just improving that, but I'm not actually working it as a thing. Make sure we work this extra food to get the city growing hard. That's the thing. I'm not actually working it is the reason why I was going to harvest it because I have so many mines in here. It will get +1 with Ruhr though. You know what? It probably is the right move to keep that stone actually. I think it is. With the Ruhr Valley in that city, it is definitely the right move. Any resources? Oh my god. That is way more damage than I thought would be done to this city. Excuse me? Yeah, I need 260 gold to get a man-at-arms here. Hang on. Does anyone want my luxuries? 220 gold from Russia. Perfect. We'll make a man-at-arms. Boom. City's combat strength is now way higher, so we should be safe. I need an archer over here. I was not expecting the city to be taking that much damage. Think about this logically. If we're not careful in how we approach this, if I get attacked twice, if I attack, I may die. That's the problem I have here. So I need to let them attack me and then I'll get a level. The city is dead? No, it's not. I just doubled its combat strength, so it'll survive quite a bit longer until I can get a unit over there to defend it. It should regenerate faster than they can kill it. Granary Monument. In a coastal cities, always go Granary Monument. That's because these cities have no food and you need food to grow. Therefore, Granary. We just got a niter mine, which unlocked rifling for us, which is pretty deep into the tech tree, but it also means we can maybe go for steel in the near future. And in order to get steel, all we need to do is build a coal mine and an ironclad. And to get ironclads, we just need to build steel steam power. But we can actually start unlocking this now, which is kind of exciting. If we wanted to, we could work on that. But building 2 shipyards shouldn't be the most impossible thing in the world. Oh, when you said get an extra farm in the capital, this isn't my capital. This is my capital. Baby Shark is my capital. She wants to buy my iron, I'll sell it. I do need to think about where my national park is going. It'll probably be here if I have the range for it. Did you really not level up? Right, step back 1 tile. Can I do it here? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can probably do a national park using Mount Everest, which should be the most easy and reasonable way to do it. That'll secure the national park for me. Very happy with that. Lovely. Niter mines are huge because they just improve your city so much. You should discover the map right now. Too many civs unmet. I don't have any tourism right now, so not having met civs isn't the worst thing in the world. I will want to explore once I get caravels, though, for sure. But I'm pretty sure they'll probably find me soon. They must not be far off finding me themselves. Lovely, 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 lovely. So I've been attacked, which means I can now promote with Embalon. So I'm much stronger against enemy ships. Sitting on 4 envoys, I could take Suzerainty of Vilnius, which is probably not bad. And I really should actually think about alliances. I'm going to go ahead and pick up civil service before I go for exploration. Alliances may actually be a really big deal for me this game for my relatively high adjacency on a lot of my theatre squares. That extra adjacency will kind of shine quite well. It'll shine bright like a diamond, one might say. Let's come into buy a mare and quickly just grab a trader to trade with the capital. Get a little bit of extra production and stuff. Step back to heal. So with this garrison now, the city should be healing almost as much as damage as it's taking every turn, which will be fine. And now 3 episodes deep into this series, we have finally built our last settler and our 2 last cities are heading. I could theoretically get another city down here. And this is really good land for it, actually. You know what? Let's give it the old college try. This is like so many hills that I could build wind farms on. It's like game over for the AI if I get it. I could trade with Hattusa to get another envoy, but I think I'd like to look for production in this city. So I'll go ahead and trade with Baby Shark. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, internal trade route gives me a nice road, gives the city food and growth. Perfect for getting it set up really quickly. I know it looks like a really tempting city to get Chichen Itza in, but the problem is that I want to destroy all this forest and replace it with windmills. Yeah, the city is now healing just as much as the damage it's taking. So the city is protected. I can very easily just walk a villager over there, archer over there slowly. A villager, did you hear me playing so much Age of Empires 4? I got my diplomatic quarter, which is really important to get as Babylon, because you actually get the first building in your diplomatic quarter for free. So this consulate actually has really good value. So it's probably a good idea to actually prioritize this more than I did. I would like more trade routes. Wouldn't be a bad idea to get a commercial hub in here. I wouldn't mind getting an encampment or 2 here as well. Getting an encampment feels like an okay move. +3 industrial zone right there. It's not bad considering it's just like random tiles. We will be completely locust harvesting this city in the near future. Speaking of, let's go ahead and reassign Magnus to buy a mare. Yeah, let's get the commercial hub. Well, no, I want the commercial hub to be Let's get the commercial hub. We want to build a commercial hub for the extra trade route. Because the second we finish a commercial hub, we get the market for free because it's the first commercial hub we built in the game. And that'll net us some bonuses. You're coming down this way. Perfect. We almost have the factory complete. Do I have any sellable resources? I do. No one wants to buy anything off me. No, he's even going to sell me great works. Very cool. I'll take that great work. Amazing. I actually have room for more great works. It's perfect. I don't have the city state that gives me Mahavarias. I don't have Nalanda. These are trade domes. It's like really confused there. Oh, that's weird. There's a drought happening here, but I can't see it. Weird. In terms of promoting people, Pingala is the most logical choice because great works, but actually Reina is really, really good because of this renewable subsidizer ability here. Not only does she give you extra gold for your trade routes passing through the city, hint, hint, marry. She doubles the adjacency of things, gives you extra gold from unimproved features, is a tax collector, and will give you extra power from your renewables. And since this is going to be a trading/renewable city, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab Reina and appoint her into Mari. And Mari is where I'm going to do all of my international trading as well. Because in the ideal case, I would like to get some kind of configuration like this in Mari with all of these trading domes. Maybe some kind of farm triangle right here, and then every other remaining tile will be a solar panel boosted by Reina. So I think this is going to be a very, very powerful city in the late game for tourism and stuff like that. I can even do a couple of extra trading domes in the city too. So I think this is what the city is going to look like late game. Go for Petra domes in Rapicum. How much are chops worth for me right now? Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember what non-Magnus chops are worth? We do want to make hydro dams as well this game. That's something to consider because hydro dams are actually worth tourism when in a Biosphere game. So chop is worth 80 production plus 50. 1, 2, 3. I have enough chops to get Petra. I actually have enough chops to get Petra in Rapicum if I wanted to do that. And then I could make this my trading dome city. Like I could do, which would be kind of fun to do. It's rare that a Petra city is actually useful. I mean, if I'm going to do that, I'll buy a builder down here and immediately reroute builders over there. I'll grab Magnus and reassign Magnus to Rapicum. I'll delete these trading domes because this is no longer going to be my trading city. I kind of regret this commercial hub now. And now all these desert tiles and stuff like that can get trading domes on them. I could probably squeeze out maybe 1 or 2 more trading domes. I think this is a relatively efficient way to do it. And then it'll just be every non-trading dome tile will have a solar power plant on it. So that's fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know you guys are big fans of that kind of thing, where you make those nice, cool cities. We got our theater square in volume knob. It could be a holy site in here. I don't have Buddhism in this city, which means it would be hard for me to get the extra culture that I would be looking for. Let's have a little bit of a look at the tree and remember what we need here. Own 3 tanks. So really, a lot of what we're gated behind is just culture here. It might not be the worst thing in the world if I were to get a entertainment complex here. I know I'm building a lot more of these than I used to in my games, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it would basically cover another 4 cities in my empire that aren't currently covered by a planned entertainment complex. And there's not really much else I can do in volume knob right now. Plus it would boost the culture out of these 2 theater squares. So I think this is actually just a totally reasonable thing for me to do. Well, there's no point in meeting all the AIs right now because I haven't actually started generating tourism yet. I'm making like 9, right? It's not a big deal that I haven't met them yet. It will be a bigger deal in the near future, but right now it's not a big deal. So what am I building in Baby Shark? The city is essentially completed in terms of its short-term productivity. It just needs to grow a little bit. I could get ancient walls. That's worth +1 tourism throughout the game. It's not a bad little bit of extra tourism for 2 turns of production. I don't think I care about ancient walls. I think the big thing would be maybe to spam builders in this city. I could get the extra factory. This factory wouldn't really hit that many more extra cities, but it would give me extra great engineer points. I'd be essentially building this for +1 great engineer point, which isn't worth it. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the aqueduct because that will actually boost this by +2 adjacency, which is perfect. I can put another mine here as a priority and get that back up to where it should be. I can get this up to +5, no problem. I'm pretty sure, right? Oh, it's +9 eventually. Oh yeah, well, yeah, we'll be building that one up. Definitely want at least 2 harbors. Thankfully, the city has enough production to make that happen. It's not worth it to meet a city state that gives me colossal heads, chat, because I'm not building colossal heads this game. This is a biosphere tourism game. So if I were to build colossal heads, that would defeat the purpose of the build that I'm doing. Do you understand? There is a plan set in motion, and to deviate from it, the entire point is to do a biosphere game where we can turn production into tourism very efficiently with renewable power. What game modes are active this game? No game modes. I left all the game modes off to make it harder because having game modes on actually makes the game a little bit easier, I find. I think there's no game modes active at all, yeah. I don't remember. We have our aqueduct and Baby Shark, which means this is now a +5 coal power plant, which means it's absolutely worth building because it's 5 production. It'll get doubled once I have the works craftsmanship card. We're 31 turns from a Ruhr Valley. How much to buy a coal power plant? 1,200 gold. Nobody has any money, do they? You have like a little bit. Is everyone just broke? Russia's not broke. I would have liked to have built this a little bit quicker. I could put some turns into the... yeah, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put turns into the Ruhr Valley and then purchase the coal power plant on the way up. I think that's the right way to do it. So Ruhr Valley is already on the way, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead and unwork these. Prioritize production. 26 turns on the Ruhr Valley. Slightly slower than my test game, but damn if it isn't perfect. It's a beautiful thing. It's literally 25 AD and I'm building the Ruhr Valley. Tell me that this isn't perfectly balanced, okay? And I'll call you a liar. Did I never actually upgrade to crossbow? I think I forgot to do that. I need to find things to harvest for gold. That's what I need to do. I need like just a little bit of extra gold here in the mid-game here would be perfect. Is this tile here the maze? I could buy and shop in here as well. There's like a forest here. Do I want to do that? Nah, I think I'll just hard build the Ruhr because I'm in the middle of trying to get a Giga Petra city over here. The Giga Trading Dome Petra city, which is going to be a really exciting thing to play around. What I love about playing as Babylon is even if your cities aren't very strong, like look at this city. This city is working objectively terrible tiles. It has 2 good tiles, still has 16 production because I have such an early factory. And I'm able to build a theater square without ever really having to improve this city. It's just fantastic. Babylon are just they're kind of, I don't know if game breaking is what I want to say here. They're game changing. They just change how you play the game, which is just really interesting and refreshing. Next city name better be tax invasion or it's all going to come tumbling down. What? So I think that's where I want to put my Petra, ideally. If the Petra is here, it'll be adjacent to 2 theater squares, giving them extra adjacency, which is perfect. I've finished my harbour in Dur Kurigalzu, which has given me access to another trader. I would really like to get my shipyard in here. I need 2 shipyards in order to unlock steam power, which will give me access to ironclads. And if I can get an ironclad, I can get access to steel, which means I can get access to the Eiffel Tower. Although I probably don't need the Eiffel Tower here, but it would be kind of nice. not something I'm like not something I'm finding super necessary. So maybe I don't need this shipyard right now, do I? Maybe it would be better to get the builder in here. As per usual, I think I've said this before, but remember to go granary, then monument in your newly settled coastal cities. That's because these cities have terrible housing and it'll outgrow its ability to grow before it needs the extra tiles from the monument. Conceptually, monuments get you more tiles for a city. If we're thinking about local infrastructure, on an empire-wide scale, culture advances you through the civic tree. But on a city level, it expands the borders of the city. Granary expands the population of the city. Coastal cities have less housing and less food, so granary first. Cities on the river, monument first, because you're less likely to outgrow your housing. Russia is still bankrolling my entire economy with its money here. 118 gold here. Very, very close to purchasing the coal power plant in Animal Untamed. What if you're playing as Australia? Well, obviously, if you're playing as a civ that modifies any of the information that I just used to make that decision, then you would modify your decision, right? I've given you the logic behind the decision. When it comes to a specific circumstance in which those circumstances will be different, you must think for yourself a little bit, just a little bit, okay? Like, for example, if you have Mohenjo-Daro suzerainty, that means you have full housing in coastal cities. So maybe you don't go granary first. Aesthetics would be really, really good for me. It's only 5 culture, but I feel like 5 culture would be worth more than 14 production. I know that sounds mad. It sounds like total madness to me having said it out loud, but I think it's actually true. I also think 19 gold is way more valuable to me than +2 envoy. Well, envoy points are one of the most important. Influencer is like one of the strongest stats in the entire game, actually. 100% theater. Oh my God, I completely forgot to take out the colonization card. To be fair, I only just finished making settlers a little while ago, but that's okay because that gives me room to plug in aesthetics and Merchant Confederation. No, I do think that influence is actually one of the most powerful stats in the entire game. It's very hard to turn this up. I do like the extra 20 gold per turn. Like, that's a massive amount. It's a massive amount of gold. Maybe if I was plugging in Conscription and Merchant Confederation to get the double whammy of extra gold. But I think this feels right to me. This feels like the right kind of government because I am building more theatre squares. I'm slowly upgrading the adjacency of my theatre squares. Let's promote Reina with Harbour Master. Yes. Because I'll probably get like a crappy little harbour in here maybe. Or we'll figure something out. We'll probably do like a harbour. I'm sitting on a whole bunch of free builder charges and not much to do with them. Oh, I forgot to get alliances. Congo? What kind of alliance would I like with the Congo? Maybe a cultural alliance? Let me have a think about this. I think a cultural alliance with Congo makes the most amount of sense to me because they have a pretty good culture and a good bit of science. And then maybe with Russia, a scientific or economic alliance or religious alliance. Yeah, I think a research alliance. That way I'm getting a little bit of extra passive culture and gold from them trading with me. And it makes trading with me more attractive to them, which is exactly what I want. I'm hoping that harvesting this maize is worth more than buying the tile. It wasn't at all worth it. But I'm going to do it anyway because I'm a psycho. I'm a crazy, crazy guy. Wacky potato. That's what they call me down at the range. I'll vote for myself twice for trade routes. And then I want Buddhism to actually be stronger because Buddhism is the better religion for me because it gives me extra culture if I can build my holy sites. Moderate floods. Hammurabi, so I succeeded in both of my goals, which is perfect. We're very, very close to having the gold that we need. Nobody wants... I really do need to now think about meeting other civs. I'm 11 gold away from where I need to be. Can anyone have any amount of gold in their bank? What would you do? If you gave me 22 gold, what would it take? 9 Diplo favorite. No, I just want the 22 gold. Perfect. So now I have the 1200 gold that we were saving up for. And we can plug in the coal power plant now. Boom. This city is now powered and we have access to refining. So we found oil. But most importantly, because the city is powered, the factory is powered, giving me an extra 3 production in all cities within range, as well as essentially doubling the adjacency of this city's district. And if I come in here and I tell the city, focus on production again, these guys here are worth actually quite a bit. So I was going for like a sub 150 turn Ruhr Valley, and I think we're on pace for that. I did get a 137 Ruhr Valley before. That's the fastest I've ever done. But this is a pretty okay pace. Like I wouldn't turn my nose up at this. All right, the very last city, I believe, in the entire game has just been settled. And we'll be moving Magnus over here in the near future. So for now, I might just crank out an ancient wall. Then go granary monument in here. Ancient wall for defense because it's right at the border with Greece. And Greece... Actually, if I get a friendship with Gorgo... Yeah, friendship with Gorgo, that means I don't need ancient walls here. So we're good. We're fine. Got so many good tiles here in Volume Knob. It's actually insane. The city needs more housing above anything else. So now I can promise not to settle near people because I don't plan to settle any more cities. Unless I find like an island somewhere that has like an attractive place to settle. But now we're generating electricity for our cities, which is perfect. 18 turns until the Ruhr Valley. Amazing. Could probably fit a trader in the city. I might squeeze out a trader here and try to do something with it. This is really annoying. I think I'm going to pick up ancient walls in the city so I can slowly shoot this man-at-arms away because he just seems to be stuck inside here, which is blocking me from building my holy site. Because I'll build the holy site and he'll immediately beeline to it and then murder it, which is really not what I want. Right. So, time for the Petra. We need a little bit more gold in the bank before we can get the Petra in here, but it is what we're going to be working on next. Get these builders heading over to the Petra city. Boom, there's the Colosseum. That's an extra 8 culture across my empire, as well as a whole bunch of amenities. It's fantastic. Not only that, but it's extra adjacency on these theater squares, which is perfect. Imhotep. Yes, baby. That is an absolute god tier engineer to pick up. Now, here's the thing. What if I used Imhotep to make the mausoleum? He has 2 charges, okay? Hear me out, boys and girls. I use Imhotep to build the mausoleum. I get my charge back, and then I double whack the Ruhr Valley with Imhotep. It's actually a flawless plan. Or I could just use them to make the Petra super fast without chopping. I'll probably do the chopping. So my limit right now is how fast I can research the urbanization technology. That's when the win condition begins. There's definitely a harbour city. Anyone got gold? Yeah. Just need to keep selling as much as we can to the AI to pick up as much gold. Man, there's so much oil around here. It's perfect. Buy the tile for the Petra. Come in. I can chop out the Petra. I should save Imhotep. Well, I could probably put 1 charge into the Petra with Imhotep. It would save me a bit of money. All right, Imhotep. Boom. Basically insta-finish the mausoleum, which is amazing. 3 turns. We got our factory in the capital. Let's get the coal power plant as well. Partially for that extra great engineer point. Quite valuable. A great engineer point, by the way, is worth about 16 gold per turn, depending on how much you value it. 8 to 16 gold per turn in terms of purchasing a great engineer, because that's how much they strip off the cost of these things per turn. Quite valuable. And it's also +5 production, which is pretty good for building the thing. Now, the biosphere, if I recall correctly, only the biosphere needs to be adjacent to the river. The neighborhood doesn't need to be adjacent to the river as well. So I'll probably do a biosphere here and then crack down the neighborhood like that. So I'll probably build it in Animal Untamed, just because this is my strongest production city. It's going to have 58 production right now, and it's going to be going up higher once we get that Ruhr Valley up. This is going to be one of the cities that builds my aerodrome. So there's not much left in here for me to do. Let's check and see if there's any techs we want to unlock. Build an armory, own 2 crossbowmen. 2 crossbowmen I can do. 2 universities, build 2 harbours. Doable. 2 neighbourhoods for sanitation, 2 shipyards, industrial area, well, we're working on that. National Park, Alliance, 3 musketmen. Yeah, we can work on some of these things. So I think the big thing would be money in Volume Knob. Let me see. If I'm building an aerodrome, I need to save a... Well, do I? Maybe it would be a good idea to build a district that also gives housing. I give up 1 mine for an aqueduct for the extra housing, +2 housing for an aqueduct. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. Potential extra good industrial zone if I want in there too. Just opens up my options slightly, so I'll take it. So we will do 1 shop in the city of Rapakum. Boom. And then Imhotep will finish this easily. So we just got Merchant Republic. Now, Merchant Republic is really, really nice for a few reasons. First of all, unlocking it got us access to castles, which gives us access to the Corsair as well as the Alhambra. Most importantly, it adds 2 extra cards, a military card and a diplomatic policy card. We can, for example, plug in Merchant Confederation for an extra 20 gold per turn. We could also take Republican Legacy, that's 7 housing and 7 amenities across my empire. Quite powerful, quite powerful. I thought that Merchant Republic obsoleted urban planning. Oh, the Enlightenment makes it obsolete now. Oh my God, when did that change? I don't remember. Anyway, urban planning is basically obsolete as far as I'm concerned at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and take Republican Legacy, plug in Merchant Confederation for the 20 gold, and then Retainers is a nice little boost to my amenities as well. So we can optimize now using garrisons in certain cities that we really like high amenities in to be able to, you know, sort of use our military as a way to sort of alleviate some of our amenities issues. And it also gives us an excuse to expand our army slightly. It's probably unlikely this game that I'm ever going to build 2 universities, so I may research that technology. We want to go ahead and pick up humanism because there's a reason I want to build humanism. It has something to do with art museums and archaeological museums. I think I want archaeological museums because that will give me combustion. Then building tanks will give me composites. Yeah, that's perfect. Interestingly enough, I'm currently 3rd on science, making 31 science per turn. Pretty based, pretty awesome. Why can't I shoot over the mountain? I feel like I've been able to shoot over mountains before. I thought nothing could obstruct a city's line of sight for shooting. Am I mad? I thought that was a rule in the game. I don't know, maybe I'm mad. Maybe I'm losing it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I just wish I knew how to get rid of this man-at-arms. Build an encampment across the mountain just to get rid of the man-at-arms. You know what? Tunnel tech is too far away. Right, let's go ahead and get Imhotep moving over to Petra. I'm actually going to rename this city. It shall be the Petra city. You gotta have the Petra rename. That does mean that we can go ahead and grab Magnus and pop him down in Tuttle now, because he's no longer required in Petra. If he moves onto the tile where you're building the encampment, can you still build it? No, but he won't move onto the tile that I'm building the encampment because he sat in this corner for the entire game. Are you kidding me? Where did these boats that attacked me even... I guess they probably came from the barb camp that was over here. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. And I think about that for a moment. God, another drought in the city. Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. +1 science, +1 faith, and +1 culture on every tile on the coast. Look at that great barrier reef. Oh my goodness. We're not even remotely finished. Wait until we get the shipyard in here and everything. Oh, amazing. Love it. You love to see it. And the most important thing too is it gave me 1 extra build charge on Imhotep here, so I can finish the Petra on the same turn. Oh, look at these tiles. Oh, this is just... If you're at all a person who enjoys tile yield porn, oh my God, is this the game for you? Look at these tiles. They're not even improved yet. Boom. Done. Check them out, boys. Oh, disgusting. Absolutely rotten. And then we'll pop him over here to finish Ruhr Valley as well. Rotten. Do I want a harbour or a commercial hub? Great merchant points are more useful than great admiral points. However, the food from the harbour could potentially make a significant difference in this city's ability to feed itself and actually work all the Petra tiles. Plus, harbours are worth housing. I love how fast my builders move. Need to save my faith now for a national park. Be a next milestone for me. Right, we got our aqueduct and volume knob. Not much to do in here. I guess I'll crack out a couple of builders and reassign Liang over to volume knob. The reason I didn't put the encampment on the desert is because the encampment's job is to protect the city. If you think of the line of protection that an encampment gives, you have to think of the... Hang on, maybe I can use my my city overlap tool here. Right? If you look at where an encampment... Where is the most likely vector of attack from Greece, right? It's if you draw a line between these two cities, there's probably a city in here. So the most likely vector of attack is through this lane, right? This encampment better intercepts any of the attacks from these directions than this encampment. This encampment is good at protecting from attacks from like this direction, but that's not where the potential enemies are. If Greece is going to attack me, it's going to be from the southwest. And so I want my encampment southwest. Plus it also provides an angle for potential other districts. Oh, I missed the golden age. Oh well, I don't think there was much I could do for that golden age. Yeah, I'll take monumentality here. I'm building a reasonable number of districts this era. Ooh, he wants to sell me another great work. I'll take it. All right, Reina is officially up to the tax collector promotion. We can now grab her and slap her into Petra. Gadoosh, she belongs here. This is her home. There isn't another... No, there's not one of those older national wonder or world wonders that I want to get. I'm just going to pop Imhotep in here. He'll shave 3 turns off that Ruhr Valley. And theoretically, I'll actually get this on turn 136, which is 1 turn faster than my test game. We're doing way better than I thought we were. Where do I unlock cartography? I need 2 harbors. I'm 3 turns from unlocking Carto, so I'm going to start bringing these galleys home to be turned into caravels to be sent to explore and find other players. We got our encampment in Happy Thanksgiving. We'll go ahead and shoot that city. We could finally get rid of it. I do want to build a single armory this game in order to unlock gunpowder, because gunpowder gives me +1 production on my quarries. And I do have a couple of quarries in my empire. Not a huge amount. We're going to do some infrastructure chopping in this city. Next turn, ideally. We'll wait until the monument is finished. Coal power plant in the capital. Very nice. I think we would like to get the intelligence agency or the Grandmaster's chapel. Plus 5 faith isn't bad. This number means I have 4 different types of luxuries and that I have 9 total copies. 4 different types, 9 total copies. If it was 4-4, it would mean I have 4 individual copies of luxuries. This is an at a glance idea of how good my empire is doing in terms of amenities. Right now we're pretty neutral. Same with housing. Positive, bad, worse. Neutral, bad, worse. Good, great. So if I were thinking about how which government plaza building helps me win the game the most, usually the intelligence agency is really good for stealing gold, but I don't know if I'm going to be doing much stealing. I don't know if I have much to steal. I guess one thing you could argue for is if someone is slightly ahead of me in technology, I could steal their tech with the intelligence agency. And I think that is the reason I'm going to go for intelligence agency. Question is, do I want to build this dam in Baby Shark or in Animal Untamed? I think I'll build it in Baby Shark, yeah. This city is ready to build a thing, and the dam is actually worth quite a significant amount of production. And I guarantee you, who wants to take bets that this will flood before I finish this dam? Who's taking the bet? That's what I want to hear. The fact that I have placed that dam down has basically cursed one of these cities to get flooded now. Would you want the happiness mechanic from Civ 5 back? I don't know. I think the amenity system works quite well here in this game. The happiness from Civ 5, I never really liked global happiness. There's cartography boosted, and we have access to humanism, which is perfect. We can now get art and archaeological museums. We will be pre-building a couple of art and archaeological museums to pick up some nice things, because there are boosts associated with them. In particular, archaeological museum is actually quite important here. So we'll pre-build an archaeological museum so that we can go for natural history. And then finally, conservation. We are in the end game here. We need to go for these. Wait, do I want to go neighborhood first? It might be better to go neighborhood first. But we need a lot of these art and archaeological museums right now. I do need to get 2 copies of banks. This is also worth 9 gold, which is crazy good. Why wouldn't I go... I think going neighborhood first is actually the move here, because I need to actually get the biosphere. Wait. 2 aerodromes. Yeah. I need to get the neighborhood first. That's right. Do I want an art museum or an archaeological museum? Archaeological museums just seem better. Chop out the harbour. 1, 2. Those of you who are wondering, the way that district scaling price works and how chopping works is that if you have Magnus in a city, it will almost always cost you exactly 2 forest chops to make a district, or 3 to 4 jungle chops. So that's something to consider when you're playing the game. That's another rule of thumb I need to add into the series on chopping that I'm doing and the video I'm working on. I don't know how this arena got damaged, but I'll accept it. I think I have a tech boost for getting 2 crossbowmen, so I'll go 1 crossbow and then 2 crossbow. There's metal casting, beautiful. You save up now for caravel upgrades. Oh, here it is, the Ruhr Valley. What we've been hunting for. The thing, the beautiful Ruhr Valley. This is a turn. Also, we've unlocked flight, by the way, on turn 136. A turn 136 Ruhr Valley. We beat our goal. We absolutely hammered and smashed our goal. Ruhr Valley on turn 136. Now, that's something to be proud of. In terms of science, I'm second, because I've researched 35 technologies. Now look at that. Now, in order to build the biosphere, we need neighborhoods. So culture now. Culture is huge, which means we're going to be building our theatre squares over the next few turns to try and boost our culture. Probably should have got my theatre squares a little bit earlier this game, but I mean, can you blame me? It's not like I'm slouching on culture here. I'm actually quite high up. It's the Renaissance era, and I'm boosting through this. So I'll be in the industrial area very soon. This is an absolute banger game right now. I'm having a brilliant time playing it. But I'm going to call that the end of the episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.